Hello everyone and welcome. Today's video is about the latest additions to the weapon Refinery, as of the World of Thracia update. Let's begin with Hector and Ephraim. These units don't have new weapons, but they do have access to the weapons from their alternate versions. Ephraim gets the Flame Siegmund and Hector the Berserk Armads. The Flame Siegmund trades buffs and a guaranteed player phase double for a chance to follow up on both phases and some extra attack. While the 19 might is enticing, I think the original Siegmund Refine is stronger overall. The Berserk Armads is more exciting. Anyone who's used or faced Valentine's Hector knows just how strong this weapon can be. The original Hector has less attack and defense than Valentine's Hector, but Boldfighter Berserk Armads builds work just fine. I think the Omnibreaker set is a better fit, but the Berserk Armads gives Hector options, and options are always good. Moving on to the units with new and changed weapons, let's start with Lloyd. Lloyd's personal weapon is the Regal Blade, a 16 might sword with a small attack and speed steroid built in. When refined, the buff increases from 2 to 3, a welcome change. The unique refine option grants Lloyd extra stats when near infantry mage allies. Like Lilina or Crom, this refine gives him a much needed boost in combat potential. I like it. Lloyd's Refine is perfect for themed teams, but a little too awkward for general use. Next up are Fir and Karel. These units have fallen behind, but their new weapon goes a long way to bringing them back. Neither Fir nor Karel had a personal weapon, but now they do. The Nameless Blade is a 16 might sword with a cooldown reduction effect built in. When refined, it gains the Wodao bonus damage effect. Suffice to say, a 16 might slaying Wodao is impressive on fast units that rely on special damage. In particular, Fir has become a discount version of Era. Her special damage output is strong enough to fight across the triangle, and unlike Era, her massive base resistance gives her good combat options against dragons and mages. Fir is now a viable mixed phase threat, capable of throwing out supercharged specials in every round, depending on how you build her. The Nameless Blade is the most generic of the new weapons, but I feel like it's the most impactful. Like Fir and Karel, Lilina didn't have a personal weapon before this update. Her new tome is Forblaze, a 14 might tome with chill res built in. The unique refine gives her access to Deathblow 3. There's not much to say here. Lilina is defined by her attack stat, and a weapon that effectively gives her 13 more direct damage is perfect. You don't have to pick the Deathblow Refine, and in fact, if you pick flat attack, you can do some crazy things with Infantry Pulse and AoE specials. But for most players, I'd say just pick the Deathblow Refine anyway. Lilina works at her best when she's a one-shot wonder, and she excels in that role. Finally, we have the upgrade everyone has been waiting for, the Binding Blade. Roy's Binding Blade was perhaps the most underwhelming personal weapon in the game, but fortunately, the new version is much better. When upgraded, the Binding Blade's defense and res bonus is transformed into Bracing Stance. Additionally, the Binding Blade gains effective damage versus dragons, and if you refine it, a quick riposte effect that lasts until Roy is at half health. Taken together, this is a colossal buff. Unfortunately, the Binding Blade is only as good as its wielder. Roy's stats are underwhelming to say the least, and while the Binding Blade gives him potential to shine on the enemy phase, it takes a lot of investment, and his low attack still hurts. The Binding Blade would have been absurd on a unit like Crom, but on Roy it only takes him from mediocre to decent. Still, that is good enough, and having access to more Dragon Slayers is a good thing. The Binding Blade Refine is worth it for Arena Assault alone, even if I don't think it's going to change the metagame. Overall, this is another set of welcome changes. These weapons fit these characters, and I can only hope that we keep seeing quality upgrades like this in the months to come. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. You can find me on Twitter at DireThunderYT, so feel free to send me cool stuff or just drop by to say hello. As always, I hope to see you next time. Take care.